Joe Hopkins here, and I thought I would talk about a subject that everybody's talking about because everybody's searching for it on YouTube, and maybe my video will get views, and then I'd go viral and become a YouTube millionaire. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. No, everybody's talking about Machine Gun Kelly, right? And people like, I don't know, his stuff sells well, so people like him. But then everybody complains about him. There's like a certain segment that hate his guts. My only real beef with him is I really wanted a pink Telecaster. And I was going to buy a guitar kit, one of those Telecaster kits, and paint it pink. And I think he fucked it up for me. Because now he just plays pink Telecasters. And it's like, whatever. I'm done. I can't have a pink Telly now. It's weird when the thing you want all of a sudden shows up in the hands of somebody that everybody gets pissy about. But anyway, so Machine Gun Kelly, right? A lot of people are upset at the a dude that couldn't make it in rap. Well, I guess he made it to a degree. He was successful enough. Switching over to a different genre. A lot of people are upset at him doing pop punk. They feel that it's this big sellout thing. I don't have a problem with that, man. I remember in the 90s when pop punk was considered sellout by all the real punks, all the people that really dug punk music like myself. I'd hear everybody complain about Blink 182 and Sum 41 and, all that kind of stuff. Green Day got plenty of love from the punk community, though. It's like everybody kind of accepted them and the Offspring to some degree or another. But, a lot of the pop punk bands were just really hated at the time. But I'd say I liked it. I liked pop punk. All right. I had those albums. I had Dude Ranch by Blink 182. I had Sum 41, All Killer, No Filler. And, I had Enema of the State. I had those albums because I thought they were good. And yes, some of those bands are a little cheesy. And a little self-aware, and I like that. I like the self-awareness. I like the fact that they were really talking about themselves in a meaningful way, but doing it kind of silly too. I thought that was cool. That what else is rock and roll for, really? And I think I know why people don't like Machine Gun Kelly, and it's not really the sellout factor. Because, does anybody look back at Elvis and go, wow, there's a manufactured pile of sellout? No, they don't. Whatever. The big complaint at the time was he was doing black music. In a more racist time, he's doing the colored music. Ooh. It's not fair to the songwriters. It didn't really get a fair share of what those songs made with Elvis singing them. But regardless, Machine Gun Kelly, right? What can I say? Some people see him as great and reviving guitar rock, and some people see him as a sellout. I see it as a pop creation, and not the first, really. It's not the first one. There are a lot of pop music out there, and this is the way it's always been to some degree or another. Is a bunch of nonsense. You got a bunch of songwriters writing unrelatable stuff with, happy little pop tunes, and they all sound the same. And you could have said the same thing back in the 60s, except fewer songwriters on a song. You'd have maybe 1 to 3 writing songs for people in the pop genre. But regardless, that's nothing new. Pop creations aren't anything new. I think the whole punk thing upset a lot of people because it really feels sellouty, and the guy isn't relatable, and the lyrics are kind of like just, I don't know, vapid and thin, in my opinion. I don't have a problem with it. That's fine, if you're in the mood for that kind of thing. I'm not really a fan. I've listened to his stuff to see what all the hubbub is about. And it's good enough. I see why people like it. It's not really for me. And I'm not saying that, everything I listen to is deep and meaningful. Some of it really isn't. And some of the stuff I like was the Machine Gun Kelly of its day. It just happened to come out at a time when I was doing certain things and I like remembering. I think a lot of people misinterpret nostalgia for good music. It's like it wasn't. It was. We all had crap that we look back on fondly, and Machine Gun Kelly is that for this generation. He's some of the crap that people are going to remember fondly. Him and a lot of other pop artists and some rock artists. I can honestly look back and say that there was a lot of music I like that I only like it because it came out while I was in high school. And hey, honestly, that's the way it is for all of us. But for all the hubbub, it's not bad music. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of pop creation. There's nothing wrong with an overly produced, really slick artist. And I'll be honest with you, in my opinion, this is just what I'm thinking. A lot of the controversy and hubbub feels manufactured. I think a lot of the outrage is pushed for or even outright bought because it just works, right? I think a lot of the discussion was invented. I think it's done really well. I think it makes it feel organic. The whole thing, it feels like an organic discussion because once you get it started, then people actually start talking organically and arguing about it organically. But yeah, I mean, if you want to look at an amazing promotional campaign, I think this guy's got it. He really did create the controversy. I think he has people that manufactured all the controversy, and once you have it initially going, you can just let it go and it'll move on its own. And they've done a good job at it. I mean, here, I'm talking about it. And that isn't, I'm not a big channel. I'm not somebody anybody cares about, but there are plenty of people that people do care what they think that are talking about it. And, once you get that conversation going, it just keeps going. And, I don't think he would have made it on this music organically. I really do think this was a promotional campaign. But once it's here, hey, it's another name in music, man. It's well produced. It's not terribly written. I'm sure he has a hand in a certain amount of the songwriting, maybe even a majority of it. Maybe even wrote all the songs himself. I don't know. I didn't look to see whose names were listed on the songs as writers, but a lot of times that's a bit pointless. There are such a thing as ghostwriters. Plenty of albums have been ghost written, which means that somebody else wrote the songs, but this person's name is put on it. And the idea is you pay the ghostwriter. You pay them an upfront fee. All right. My wife is a ghostwriter for, not for music, but for blogs and books and things like that. And you'd be surprised whose name shows up on something they didn't write. And it's the same way in the music industry. Sometimes people's names are listed as credited. Sometimes they're getting songwriter royalties, but their name isn't on the song listed on the album jacket or on the Spotify information, wherever they put the information on the song. So I don't know. Maybe he wrote his own songs. Maybe he didn't. I didn't really look. Didn't look into it much. Maybe I should have. But my thoughts are Machine Gun Kelly was mostly throwing everything at the wall to see what would stick. And this stuck. It stuck well. They did a good promotional campaign. And it worked. As somebody that's trying to make it on YouTube, I understand the idea of just trying a little bit of everything until you see what works, right? And I get it. I've been doing that for years and with different things. I did it with music and I found stuff that worked better than others. I did it with other things and now I'm doing it with this. So I get the concept and I'm not going to put him down for it. But it's not something I'm particularly into. Even that there is some of that pop music out right now that's obviously manufactured that I do like. And there's some that I don't. Personal taste. I don't put anybody down for liking something. You like what you like. Hey, I like ABBA, right? ABBA's got a lot of respect these days, and they didn't used to. I remember when I was a teenager, people were like, ABBA, really? How can you like ABBA? But it's good songwriting. I like ABBA. But so I won't put anybody down for liking something, right? It's just not my taste. But for all the people that seem to buy into the controversy and want to be part of the argument and say, well, it's this or it's that, or he's trying to be something, or yeah, he's trying to be something. He's trying to be something that sells albums, apparently, and it's working, or sells streams. I keep thinking as an old guy, albums. Nobody buys albums anymore. Nobody goes to the store, picks out a CD or a record. Well, records are getting big again. All you hipsters out there with your turntables, I could dig that. Yeah. I like stuff on vinyl. But anyway, I don't see a problem with it. If you want something that's deeper, more meaningful, then by all means listen to that. But there's plenty of room for manufactured junk. And sometimes we like manufactured junk, right? Sometimes you want to go out to a nice restaurant and get a filet mignon. Sometimes you want a frozen pizza. And there's nothing wrong with either of those things. I think Machine Gun Kelly is the frozen pizza of music right now. Him and a couple other people. So enjoy the frozen pizza. Get frozen pizza and a cheap beer. I love that stuff, man. Not everything has to be deep and meaningful and well put together and thought out. And yeah, okay. And as far as him winning awards, awards don't go to the best artists. We know that. It's kind of like the self-congratulatory big old jerk-off. Every now and then they find somebody that's doing something that seems meaningful and they give them an award, and sometimes they're right and sometimes they're not. But we all know people who give out awards are, it's an industry thing. It's a promotional thing. That's what it is. So who cares? He gets an award because he's connected. That's the way that works. But as far as the music goes, listen to what you like. If you like Machine Gun Kelly, man, stream the hell out of it. Who cares? Go for it. So what if it sounds familiar? That's nothing new. So what if it seems contrived? That's nothing new either. And if you like something with a little more depth to it, listen to something with a little more depth to it. Like I said, a lot of people said the same thing about pop punk back in the day. I do have to say, those guys, though, they kind of came up on their own. There wasn't all the promotional hoopla around it. And they seem to actually have some thoughts. They put them in kind of a dumb way, but thoughts put in a dumb way can be fun. But hey, dig it. My only beef is the pink telly. I wanted a pink telly. Why'd you have to do the pink telly? Now if I get a pink telly, I just look like I'm copying, right? But whatever. I might still do that. I might still get a guitar kit and build me a pink telly just to do it, just because I want it. Because who cares? If you want it, get it. If you can. If you can't, you don't need it anyway. So, look, guys, that's just my rant. That's my rant for today. That's my rant about the whole thing. So, like I say, if you like it, listen to it. If you don't get caught up in the controversy. I'm pretty sure all that's just invented. So, listen to what you like. Listen to my songs, right? At the end of the video here, there's going to be there's little things you can click on. I got a playlist of songs. Check out my songs. I have depth. I have feeling. I have heart. It's in there. It's in me. And I spill it out for your benefit. Or some crap like that, man. So, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video, all right? Hey, peace out, baby. Bye-bye.